Monsters. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody is fabulous. So, in today's fabulous tutorial, we are going to go ahead and get some wood little pieces that we picked up from Dollar Tree. And we're going to go ahead and turn that into a little sign to go ahead and put outside for our little Halloween decoration. I know we only have like, 11 or 10 more days for Halloween, but there is still enough time to go ahead and make those little last minute decorations. And then, you know, you guys could have them for next year already ready. So let's go ahead and show you what we are going to be making. We're going to be making this little sign right here. And each one of these little individual little wooden pieces we went ahead and we picked up from Dollar Tree. And we're going to go ahead and paint these little bad boys. And we're going to go ahead and put some decorations on here. And then we will go ahead and hang this outside on our little lawn so that the whole neighborhood could see our creations, right? So that's what we're going to go ahead and do, my little crafty monsters. Let's get down and dirty, boo-boos, because I know you want to get down and dirty with the crafting. So let's get down and dirty, and I will see you in a bit. Alrighty then, my little crafty monsters. This is the supplies that we purchased from Dollar Tree, and these are those little wooden arrows and also that little skull. We're going to go ahead and just put down some of this freezer paper that we always put down for whenever we're going to go ahead and paint. You guys will notice if you guys use this paper, it is easy to clean up with just as simple as a wipey. In case you guys need to clean it up to kind of do another project on here. This freezer paper, I love it. So anyway, all I did was I went ahead and I took the twine off of these little arrows because I want them to go ahead and go a certain direction. And I'm going to go ahead and just paint this skull white because we are going to turn this into kind of like a little sugar skull. I want this sign to be kind of like a little Halloween-y, but I also want it to be kind of cute. So I don't want to really make it too scary and too crazy. So that is another reason why we're going to go ahead and paint that little skull into a little sugar skull. Right here, we're just going to go ahead and now paint these little arrows. I'm going to go ahead and paint them red and one black. And as you can see, that paper was super easy to clean up with just a little wipey. And that just cleaned up the little area. That's why I love using this freezer paper. Anywho, so go ahead and just paint your little signs whatever color you guys want. I'm going to go ahead and just put one coat. I don't really care if it's not saturated in paint because this is going to be a little scary sign. And now I'm not going to go ahead and use any stencils, and I'm not going to use anything else but freehand. So we're going to go ahead and just freehand this, and we're going to go ahead and not worry about it being so perfect because remember guys, we want this to look like scary writing. I'm also going to put some paint in so it can make it look like if it's dripping, and we're going to give it that little drip effect. So I'm going to go ahead and just stand that up so that the paint will drip. Now on this black one, I'm going to go ahead and paint with white paint. And then again, like I said, on this one, I'm going to put dead end. I really love how that looked. Now, it's kind of hard to write with a little brush. So you guys, like I said, don't really worry about it being too perfect because it is supposed to look like kind of a scary little sign. So I'm just going to go ahead and put dead end on this one. And I'm going to go ahead and put a glob of white paint so that it can start to drip. And then we can go ahead and start painting our little sugar skull. Now these are some little makeup brushes that I purchased from where did I purchase? Oh, I purchased them on eBay, and I like to use these whenever I'm doing small little details on like kind of like what we're doing right here. And there is no right or wrong way. All I'm really doing is just adding some color around the little eyes just to kind of make it look like a little sugar skull. And these are kind of like a little gumdrop. If you guys have ever had those old candies, the little gumdrops that are different kind of flavor, that's what I'm kind of going for, that kind of look. So all I'm doing is just adding color. You guys could add whatever color you guys want. I'm going to add a little bit yellow on the little nose because I thought that was super duper cute. And with one of these little markers, I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and paint these little teeth. Now these teeth are not perfect, and as you guys could tell, I did put them upside down. But it's okay because this little skull kind of grinded his teeth to be kind of circle. And it just kind of gives it that little extra I don't know, scariness, I guess. And so I don't really have a design in my head. I'm just actually going with the flow. So you guys could go ahead and just do this however it is that you guys want. Use a marker, use your paints, use whatever it is that you guys have on hand. I like to go ahead and just do, you know, random little shapes and stuff like that. And so that's what we're basically doing right here. And it kind of, I really like how this looks. Now for the little bones that are sticking in the back of these little skulls, I'm going to go ahead and paint that kind of like a little glittered silver. And I'm going to go ahead and do that so that I could you could tell the difference between the skull and also between those little bones. Now these do have like a little glitter. You guys don't have to put glitter on here. I know some of you guys are really not that crazy about the glitter, but you know, Jesse loves the sparkles. So we're gonna go ahead and just add that onto these little bones. Like I said, the reason why I also did it is so that you can go ahead and see the difference between the skull and those little bones. And there's kind of like a little, you know, you could tell where that the bones are behind the skull. And that is one of the reasons why I did that. Now, this is super duper easy. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and hit this with my blow dryer so that everything could dry. Now, I most likely am not going to dry this with the blow dryer on camera because I don't want to bore you guys with all of that. But I do want you guys to know that I did blow dry them, so it's kind of dry. It dried a little bit faster. So now what we are going to do, and this is me just hitting it one more time with that blow dryer, just so that those silver little sparkles that we just painted could actually dry. Now on this little first sign, I'm going to go ahead and add these little eyes on here just to make them look like they're kind of peeping out of that little sign. Kind of a little spooky. So we're going to go ahead and add that. We're going to add a bunch of other elements. Trust me, we're going to make this look very, very cute. I want to add some spiders. I want to add some like bones. I want to add some like skulls. I want to add I just want to add like different little elements just to kind of make this look a little bit cuter. And so these are my little elements that I will be using. Now, a lot of these little elements, I did purchase them at the Dollar Tree. And I did have these for quite a while. So you guys have probably seen me use some of this stuff before. We're going to add a snake and a little spine and a little leg and a little skull. It looks like a little sugar skull because it's all glittery. I believe I also purchased these at the Dollar Tree. And I just cut that little skull in half so that it's flat, and that's what we're going to go ahead and glue on there. Now these little rings, I also picked these up at the Dollar Tree, and they also sell them at the 99.99 store, so you guys could definitely hit either one of those stores up and you guys could pick these up. You guys have seen these floating around in all of the craft videos because every crafter has had these little spiders and have used them in their previous projects, because I love how the little body's a little gem. So that was like the plus on this one. I wanted to kind of add that little extra color on here. So for the little skull, I'm going to go ahead and add some hot glue, and I let it cool a little bit before I added it because we don't want that to melt that little styrofoam. And for these little spiders, I'm going to go ahead and add the E6000 because the E6000 will hold all of these pieces down. And just for an FYI, guys, because I'm kind of doing this just for the video, so I kind of move this little sign around. But when you do glue your little elements with the E6000, you kind of wanted to give it that extra 3 to 4 hours to dry so that it doesn't you don't move around your little elements. As you can see right here, we're just going to continue to do our little build our little signs. So we are going to be moving these around, and some of those little elements will fall off. I mean, it happens, you know. So all you have to do is just glue those little bad boys back on. Now you guys will see how I will be attaching these. I'm going to go ahead and use the same twine that these came with, and I'm going to go ahead and put these into those little holes that are there for this little twine. And I'm going to go ahead and glue these to the back of the neck sign so that it's basically just hanging underneath it. You guys will see. It's actually really easy. I love making these little signs. I should have bought a few more of them so I could go ahead and just make different ones, but we're just going to go ahead and go with it. So I want to make some of these signs, but I want to make some for Christmas. Probably put like little sled right here, or hot cocoa
this way or something like that. I want to go ahead and just incorporate these little signs to be for Christmas as well. I'm adding this little paper just to kind of secure that so that it doesn't fall off. Even though I know that it's probably not going to fall off because that hot glue is pretty strong. And this is the same kind of twine. Luckily for me, I had this same kind of twine that they used. So it kind of like went together. So right here, I'm just going to go ahead and glue the little twine onto this little skull. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue that skull underneath the first little arrow. And that is just so that it hangs underneath it. And again, I'm adding a little piece of paper because I don't want it to, I want it to be a little bit more secure and I don't want it to fall off. So once we are done with this, we're going to go ahead and just glue it. I wanted to see how far I need to glue this little bad boy. And then I'm going to go ahead and just add that on there. And I will add another piece of paper so that it can just basically hold it. You guys don't have to really worry too much about this because nobody is really going to see the back of this. And so it most likely it's just going to be up in the, kind of like in the wall, against the wall or something like that. So, you know, it's pretty easy. That's it, my little crafty monsters. How cute was this sign? I hope you guys try one of these, and if you do, share it with us on our social media.
Welcome back, my little crafty monsters. That's how easy it was to make this little sign out here that we're gonna go ahead and hang outside so our neighbors could go ahead and take a look at that. This is super duper easy, super cute. We went ahead and picked up these 3 little signs from the Dollar Tree, and they have them right now. So I would rush my little butt over there right now, boo-boos, because these are those last minute little decorations that you guys could go ahead and make and already have them offhand for next year, so they'll be ready. So go ahead and try out one of these little signs or the whole little 3 pack of signs. And if you guys go ahead and do create something, I would love to see it, my little crafty monsters. Don't be stingy. Don't be stingy. Come on, share with me, boo boo. Show me what you did, and share with us on our social media, which is Paper to Masterpiece at Facebook and Instagram. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Go ahead and hit that little icon. It's a picture of moi, and we become BFFFFs. And since you're already there, boo boo, come on, you're already there. Go ahead and hit that little bell icon, because that's going to go ahead and notify you guys for every new video that I upload. You guys do not want to be missing out on that content, so definitely hit that little bell icon and share and tell a friend, because your friends also need to know how fabulous these tutorials are. And that's it for now, my little crafty monsters. Until next time.